Friends, welcome back. This is the fourth module, and the subject for this module is the nurturing reports. So to begin with, this is intended for the use and understanding of our seniors among the partnerships, that is the principals, and then also for the nurturing coordinators or the people who the nurturing coordinator has as the person to do the actual assembly of the reports. So to begin with, we want to just go to the screen which you're all familiar with already, and that would be the screen that shows you the nurturing report as it appears on the partner website. So let's go to the partner website. You know that that's where to find it, partners.icm.org. That's the exact same step you do now when you are filling out your church activity reports. So to begin the session here about the nurturing reports, the very first thing to understand is that the nurturing reports are different from the church activity reports from this standpoint. The nurturing reports are done on a summary basis. It is the total combination of all of those who are using the Mini Bible College and what are they saying about the use of small groups, the use of audio players, and so forth. So it's a consolidated report from all of those congregations, whether that be churches or daughter congregations who are using MBC. It's one report consolidated from all of their inputs. And that is also done twice a year, just like the activity reports for the individual churches. So it's important to remember that one distinction, though. It's a consolidated report. Another distinction to remember is that this is done for every language for which you are using the Mini Bible College. Some of you are using the Mini Bible College in 7 or 8 languages, and it's important that you have a separate report for each one of those language groups. So I want to get into then to the to the website itself, and to show you where you're doing your sign-in is exactly the same. You have a username and you have a pre-assigned password. So that's what you're seeing on this screen. You just enter those and move on. When you are so familiar with doing your church activity reports, you hit this thing called Your Projects. Well, for the Mini Bible College and Nurturing, come on over to the right and click on this link for your MBC. And then we'll go to the next slide. And where it takes you is what you're looking at now. This box on the top left corner, you're going to find, as I said before about languages, you have one report due for each of the languages, and this will guide you. You would have, instead of one box here, you might have 4 or 5 boxes depending on how many languages appear. So that's the difference. And you will then see, when you click on that, you will then get this whole drop down that shows you all of the reports that are due, and the summary down the center column here, which I'll point to. This summary here gives you all of the reports that are due, whether it's current or not, and that's how you click on each one to begin your reporting. When you click on that, what it opens up is your report form itself. Here's your blank form, and now all we're doing is filling in the blanks. In the top headers, you know your name, you know your organization, and so forth. So fill those in, and also fill in the dates and the email address of the person who is doing the form. Where you go next is each one of these individual boxes, whether it begin here with a total number of the small groups that are not using MBC, the number of groups who are using the Mini Bible College, and so forth. Just go right down through each of those boxes and enter the numbers as they are called for. Down toward the bottom, you also see an area where you can describe the number of audio players that you're using, or the number of booklets that you're using, and you can even decide and show us what kind of audio player you are using. Once you fill that out, you will then see another box at the bottom, And that one gives you a place where you can fill in any kind of testimonies. And we definitely encourage the use of small group testimonies or individual witness testimonies. In this box here, you can fill that information in, and it will go as long as you're willing to type. So that's an open box that will keep going as long as you do. So friends, that's the nature of the reports. When you are assembling the reports from multiple locations, what you'll notice here is this top box that says submit. When you have gotten everybody's together from the field, you would certainly be able to click submit. But if you're not ready, you can click the box just above it, which is called save the draft. And that means you can go back into it when you're ready, when you have enough of your information together. This is the box for save the draft. Now we hope this is clear, and we hope that one of the things you might consider doing is to look at this online, but maybe print it off for those you want to have reporting from your various field locations, whether it be individual churches or your districts or your regions. They consolidate the reports sort of manually based on printed copies or emailed copies of this report form, and then you can then put them all together once you receive all of the data that you need. So friends, this is as simple as it gets for reporting. And I would just say at the end here, if there are those of you who are unable to use the partner website, one of the things you might consider doing is letting us know by email, and we'll email you a copy of this so that you can have it and send it out to others electronically. That's really the best way. Anyway, we certainly appreciate those of you who take the time to complete these reports with the diligence that all of the other activities require. You know, we're all blessed with the audio players and the booklets by the grace of God and by the resources that are provided to us from our donor partners here in the U.S. and some other areas. So what you do in the way of informing us as to how these resources have been used in the field and the spiritual fruit that has been generated, that dictates how well we get more ability, more resources from our donors to bring more resources into your hands and to grow your ministries with more players, with more higher technology tools. We don't know what that looks like yet, but we're always looking. But more booklets and so forth. You understand how this goes. So thank you for your attention. And once again, share this as far and wide as you want to within your ministry, but certainly those of you who are doing the nurturing reports, we rely on you to use this form and to give us the feedback. So thank you again for your attention to this module, and we will move to the next. God bless.